The world of digital assets is finally growing up. Seriously, the era of just wild speculation, that's giving way to something way more significant, real institutional adoption. And today, we're going to look at a company that saw this shift coming years ago and has been quietly building the financial plumbing for it. Let's talk about FRNT Financial.
So what does this whole market evolution actually look like? Well, think back to the early days, the then. It was all about access. You have platforms like Coinbase, right? Their whole job was making it easy for you, me, for anyone to buy some crypto. The big concerns were speed and fees. But now, it's a whole new ballgame. The next massive wave of growth is coming from the big guys, institutions, and they need something totally different. We're talking sophisticated solutions, real strategy, and maybe most important of all, trust.
And this is exactly the gap FRNT Financial spotted years ago. They decided to build a bridge between the old world of Wall Street and the new world of blockchain, specifically designed for these super demanding institutional players.
Now, Front strategy is just a fantastic case of depth over breadth. See, instead of chasing millions of retail accounts like everyone else, they went the other way. They're focused on providing these really specialized, deep services to a handful of high-value institutions. It's basically the classic investment banking model, just totally reimagined for a brand new asset class.
So what does that depth actually mean in practice? Well, it means they're offering the whole toolkit. You've got regulated prime brokerage for super secure custody, they're creating bespoke or custom-made derivatives so clients can manage their risk, and they offer over-the-counter, that's OTC trading. That's for executing these massive trades without moving the entire market. It's the full package for any serious institution.
So how'd they do it? Well, they didn't just rush out a product. Nope, they've been methodically, piece by piece, building this machine with a huge focus on getting the right infrastructure and, this is crucial, the right regulatory licenses.
And if you look at their journey, you can see just how deliberate this build was. They were founded back in 2018, went public in 2022, but you can see the pace has really started to pick up. In 2024, they got full authorization from the UK's Financial Conduct Authority. That is a huge regulatory win. And just a year later, they're landing major advisory roles. This wasn't some overnight thing. It was a strategy playing out over years.
Okay, so this is the key point. In the crypto space, which a lot of people still see as the Wild West, these licenses are so much more than just a piece of paper. They are a massive, massive competitive advantage. Having that stamp of approval from regulators in both Canada and the UK, that lets them sit down at the table with the world's most serious financial players who, let's be honest, simply can't and won't work with unregulated outfits.
And the company's CEO, Stefano Allet, he really just nailed this philosophy. He said their whole goal is to meet institutions on their terms. You see, this isn't about trying to force Wall Street to change for crypto. It's about building crypto infrastructure that Wall Street can actually trust and plug into seamlessly. So, through all this groundwork, FRNT pinpointed the two core risks that were holding all these big institutions back. First, there's custody risk. Who's actually holding the assets? And second, counterparty risk. Can you really trust the person on the other side of your trade? Their answer was a purpose-built solution they created with their partner, BitGo.
The solution is built around something called a tri-party structure. Now, I know that sounds super technical, but it's an idea that traditional finance has relied on for decades. It's actually pretty simple. An independent qualified custodian, in this case, BitGo, holds all the collateral. This means the assets aren't sitting on FRNT's books or the borrower's books. They're safely tucked away with a trusted third party.
And here's how that whole machine works, in 3 pretty simple steps. First, the loan is set up on FRNT's platform, but the collateral, that goes straight to BitGo. Second, that collateral is completely firewalled off, with automated systems watching it 24/7. If its value drops, boom, an automatic margin call. And third, and this is clever, the whole process is designed to feel familiar to institutions, which just slashes the time it takes for them to get comfortable and get on board.
So why does all this matter so much? Well, first off, custody separation is a total game changer. It means your assets are safe even if something were to happen to the other parties. Second, it just crushes counterparty risk by getting rid of that single point of failure that has frankly plagued crypto in the past. And finally, because it's all automated and rules-based, it is built to scale up massively and efficiently.
Okay, so all of this methodical building, the licenses, the tech, the partnerships, it's all starting to pay off, big time. The machine isn't just built anymore, it's humming, and it's starting to put up some really serious numbers. Let's start right at the top line. In their most recent fiscal period, FRNT saw its revenue grow by more than 5 times. A 5x increase compared to the same time a year earlier. I mean, that's the kind of explosive growth that tells you your strategy is really hitting its mark.
So where is all that growth coming from? Well, a huge driver is that lending platform we just talked about. In just one quarter, they originated over $15 million in Bitcoin-backed loans. Now think about what that means. This isn't just one-off trading revenue that can disappear tomorrow. This is a stable, recurring interest income stream, which, for any financial business, is pretty much the holy grail.
And this next part might be the most telling detail of all. FRNT is actually moving up the value chain. They were just appointed as the digital asset treasury consultant for DevStream, which is a Nasdaq-listed company. See, this isn't just about executing a trade for them anymore. This is about being in the room, helping to shape their entire long-term crypto strategy. They've gone from being just a counterparty to a deeply embedded strategic partner.
So if you take away just one thing today, it should be this: foresight. While a lot of other firms are just now scrambling to build out offerings for institutions, FRNT already has the whole package ready to go. They've got the licenses, the tech, the advisory relationships, and the lending platform. They didn't wait for the institutional wave to show up. They built the entire infrastructure ahead of the cycle.
Which brings us to our final question, the really big one. Looking forward, they have done all the hard work of building this incredible machine. They've proven it works and that there's a huge demand for it. So now, as this next digital asset boom really starts to accelerate, can they convert this amazing head start into long-term durable leadership in the space? That is what we'll all be watching.